On the ocean bottom off the islands of Greece lie many ancient treasures, statues and other works of art lost in the shipwrecks of antiquity. I was searching the area for the Greek government, but I was unaware that my presence underwater was of great interest to a couple of people on the surface.
Do you see him?
I see his air bubbles. Ah, he's coming this way. All right. He's begging for it.
Will it kill him?
If he's lucky, no. I set the booby traps far apart. Americans are stupid but lucky. I'll see.
I was brought aboard ship by the man who tried to kill me, but I didn't know that.
I still say that you saved my life. Thanks a lot, huh, for fishing me out.
Oh, it was nothing. But, searching for ancient statues, why did the government send you into these waters?
Well, they turned over a whole trunk full of old maps to me. And all the maps led to the same spot, right down there where you took me out.
They should have warned you about the Nazi occupation here during the war.
Oh, why?
But that is the cause of the explosions. The Nazis dumped many mines into these waters.
It would be better for you not to look for antiquities here. I could show you other places.
Well, that's very nice of you, thanks, but, all the maps say search here, so I better exhaust that possibility first, don't you think?
But you'll be killed here, don't you understand? You almost were killed.
Well, during the war, that was one of my jobs. Clearing underwater mines, so I guess there's no problem. Yeah, so, now that I know what I'm up against, all I have to do is clear the area first before I start searching for the statuary.
Do you think you will feel well enough? I could take you to a doctor.
Well, I'm okay now, thanks. You mind putting me ashore, please?
So he's going to continue his search. I told you, Americans are weak in the head.
They have very strong bodies. What will you do with the pieces of statue he'll find?
I'll move them. Am I going to leave a fortune for him? I already have a customer, an offer of 50,000 American dollars.
If they're so stupid, how do they become so rich? And good looking.
Tomorrow you stay close to him, huh?
I would like that.
Having made sure that the fragments of the Hermes were intact, Elias saw to it that no one would get to them before he moved them.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, hi, Falana.
What are you doing?
I'm fixing up a homemade mine detector.
Oh.
Yeah, I finally managed to round up enough electrical equipment from the village to do the job. I got some weatherproof batteries.
Your ears, do they still hurt?
Okay, and got some magnets.
Sometimes they bleed.
Yeah, well, they're not bleeding. I also rigged up a clicker so I could hear it. Here.
And your eyes. The little blood vessels burst sometime. Yours are very clear. You were very healthy.
Well, thanks for the diagnosis.
Did you know there's a dance Saturday? Did you know there's a dance in the village Saturday?
No, I didn't know that.
Would you like to go with me?
Well, that'd be very nice, but what about your boyfriend?
I have no boyfriend.
The fellow who saved my life. Isn't he your boyfriend?
Elias? No.
Well, that changes the picture of things. Okay, we got a date. Tomorrow night. When is it, Saturday night?
Good. And this afternoon I will go diving with you.
Oh, no. No, there are too many mines around.
I'm not afraid of them with you.
The answer is no.
I'm an expert diver.
No.
Yes.
Falana was a very persuasive girl. She was also very interested in the workings of my homemade mine detector. I probed carefully. Then I hit something. Falana panicked when she saw it, but I caught her, held her still. Sometimes the pressure of disturbed water can set off one of these things.
I have never seen that done. It was so dangerous. You're wonderful.
Let's save that for the dance, huh? Now, why'd you bring your friend Elias along?
I told you he's not a friend of mine. I like you.
Oh, he's a friend of mine. Saved my life. He also told me about these Nazi mines. Would you say he was a friend of mine?
Yes, but...
Let's get back to the village, huh?
It wasn't a Nazi mine. It was made in Great Britain not more than 2 years ago. What was Elias's game in telling me that story about Nazi mines? And what was behind Falana's persuasive charm? decided that I'd better keep an eye on my so-called friends. I found what seemed a secluded spot from which to observe them. Elias prepared to haul up the fragments of the statue. Apparently, Falana had developed a sudden respect for human life. She was worried about the mine which Elias had planted. But Elias showed her that so long as the pin was in place, the mine was harmless. It worked just like a small grenade. He had removed the line which might set it off.
We haul the net 20 feet off the bottom and haul it away.
But why leave the statue in the water? Why not take it offshore?
Because my customer is not here yet with the $50,000. We have a good time, eh, Filana? Huh? What the devil's that? The windshield of a Jeep.
The Americans?
He suspects something.
Let him.
He'll follow us. No. I have a better idea. We make him a partner.
Yes.
You like that, huh?
Yes.
Remember, the money is all he shares with me. Come on. We row ashore.
It was plain that they had somehow spotted me, but I couldn't move my car. There was nothing to do now but show myself and make some kind of an explanation of why I was here.
Hello, Mike. I didn't expect to see you so soon.
No, I didn't expect to see you either. I figured I would.
Tell him, Elias.
You tell him.
Mike, it is about the statues you are looking for. I told you there are better places to search, didn't I? Pig. Double-crossing pig. You said he would share with us.
Him? Why should he?
Oh, you killed him.
Ah. He'll come to in a couple of hours. After I get to Hermes where it's safe.
But you promised.
Listen, you. Ever since you saw him, you wanted to get your hands on him.
And why not? Do you own me?
We share the Hermes money.
Again, promises. He's 10 times the man you are. All right, I'll stay with him.
Oh, no. You get in later, after I hide the Hermes. And I find somebody else to spend the money on.
Elias, I'm sorry. He's nothing to me.
Oh, no. Come on.
As he reached for his knife, he noticed that he had snagged a line. A line that might be one which he himself had rigged. A line to a booby trap. But he had the presence of mind to hold still. One tug on that line might trigger an explosion. Meantime, I had recovered consciousness. Their empty boat told me that they were again underwater. I decided to investigate. I saw and heard the explosion as I hurried toward the water. Now it was more urgent than ever that I find out what was going on underneath.
Mike, another explosion. Another mine. Elias is gone. He tried to kill me just like he tried to kill you.
Yeah. Well, you had a hold of my arm.
Oh, I didn't know he was going to. I swear it. He wanted to kill me too, but I swam away. Then there was an explosion.
I'll get down and see if I can find him.
Oh, it's no use.
Why?
He drifted away with the current.
Why did he hit me?
I will tell you the truth.
That's what I want to hear.
Elias found a statue of great value. Fragments of a Hermes for which he was promised $50,000.
Where is it? The statue, I mean.
Hidden.
Where? Are you going to tell me?
Mike, do you know what Philana means in Greek? It means loving. With a statue, we could do many wonderful things together after it is sold.
It's government property.
Who would know?
I would know.
But it's a fortune for us.
Sorry, no deal.
Even though I would help you enjoy the money?
Even though you'd help me enjoy the money.
Why not?
Because I prefer to make my money honestly. You're going to show me where that statue is, you hear?
All right. Part of it is underneath the boat. The rest is in a cave.
She had told the truth. 20 feet under the keel was a net full of statuary. And there was the cave, where additional fragments were hidden. I went inside to look them over. I hadn't found anything in the cave. I swam out looking for Falana.
Mike, please let me explain.
10 pounds of dynamite in my face is enough explanation. Get aboard.
But murder and theft of valuable antiquities do need explanation. And Falana had a lot of explaining to do to the police.
Hello there. I'm Lloyd Bridges. Skin diving is fun and adventure for young and old, but it can be dangerous. So know the sport well and don't take any chances. Be with you next week for another exciting sea hunt.
The city was built around 12 lagoons and their connecting channels. Boats were used for transportation as much as cars, since the people had built their houses at the waterside. One of the lagoons penetrated the business district. On the morning of September the 12th, a fisherman had dropped his line over one of the embankments. A nervous fisherman. Nervous because at the end of his line there was no hook. There was a plumb bob. The two scuba divers measured precisely from the plumb bob. Carefully drew a circle around the measured point. A point directly outside the underground cash vault of the Coast Bank, where the receipts of the town's numerous resort hotels were guarded.
How'd you make out?
Give me the drawing, I'll show you. Okay, now that's the center of the tunnel. I marked it with a peg. There's where we'll go in.
Yeah? We can get Nelson to show you how to blast through to it.
He will. Are we old Navy frogmen buddies, huh? Ewo, Saipan, Tarawa.
If it's not airtight, I want out.
It is airtight, and you're in. I waited a long time for a crack at this job. All I needed was someone to show me how to get through that embankment.
And Nelson will show you.
Even when he doesn't know he's showing me. Come on, let's get this tub moving.
$1.5 million in cash, 7 feet behind that embankment.
And if anyone can show us how to get into that bank vault, Nelson's the man.
In the middle of the next morning, I'd just come up for a rest period after an hour's dive. I was laying out a cable route for a local phone company.
Hey, Mike! Mike Nelson!
Ben Murdoch.
Right.
Well, what do you know?
How are you, Mike? How's the old fight going, huh?
Oh, it's not bad. What about you? What are you doing in the Navy?
Well, I'm looking for you.
Looking for me?
Yeah. I read in the paper you're in town, working for the phone company. Well, Mike, I kind of got myself in a little bind, and actually, that's what I came to talk to you about. Thought you might be able to help me out.
Oh, what's your problem?
Well, ever since I've been out of the Navy, I've been in the same business as you. I got myself in a little bind here. I took a contract to punch through a seawall 10 feet under the surface and down Costa Rica off San Jose.
Oh, it just looks routine. Drill and a little gelatin.
Oh, well, maybe routine for you, Mike. Remember, hydraulic pressure and shaped charges weren't my strong point.
All right, you want to come with me? Take off my tanks, we'll talk about it.
Oh, it's great, Mike. That's my old buddy. Hey, wait a minute. Let me give you a hand.
Oh, I'll be glad to lay out the procedure for you. You want to get together tomorrow morning sometime?
Well, Mike, I think I got a better idea. Now, you got a work permit, and I haven't. Why don't you get us 10 pounds of dynamite, and you can demonstrate the procedure?
Oh, your seawall is down in Costa Rica.
Oh, I'm ahead of you on that. I already found an old seawall north of town, built very much like this one. Maybe you could show me on it, huh?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Well, I took the liberty of making out a permit for 10 pounds of dynamite. That ought to be enough, huh?
Yeah, sure, 10 pounds. That's plenty for a demonstration.
Yeah.
You never know as a 10. That'll get you 70 pounds without any questions.
Great. We'll store 60 pounds aboard, and I'll give Nelson the other 10. And I'll take him over to the old seawall in the morning.
The next morning, Murdoch and I were at an old seawall north of town. The air compressor was needed to power an underwater jackhammer. The first phase of the operation was to breach the face of the concrete wall. At spaced intervals, I marked the places to drill holes about an inch in diameter. With the help of the jackhammer, making the hole should be quick work. I showed Murdoch how it had to be done. After drilling a few sample holes, I turned the jackhammer over to Murdoch to see whether he could handle it. He'd been paying very close attention. He had the idea. Next, the dynamite. The short sticks were already wired and capped. I placed the first stick in one of the holes so that the detonating wire protruded. Each stick had to be sealed in and tamped over with clay. Again, I indicated to Murdoch to duplicate the operation. He was a very willing pupil. Now all that remained was to splice the wires into one cable and lead them up into the embankment where we had a battery detonator.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it worked all right. I gotta get back to my job. Suppose we get together day after tomorrow about this same time, huh? And we'll go through the next phase.
Yeah, well, what's that?
Pulling through that loose dirt on this side of the wall and shoring up.
Okay, Mike, anything you say.
See you then.
Murdoch lost no time in getting back to the seawall at the coast bank. In 2 hours of work the next day, he completed preparations to breach the face of the wall. The dynamite charges were wired and ready to explode.
Let's go see what happened.
Murdoch had been a star student. The concrete wall was perfectly blasted, exposing the soft earth of the embankment itself. Two days later, I was back at the old seawall with Murdoch. Using a short length of shoring pipe, I showed him how he'd have to excavate the hole by degrees. The shoring pipe would be shoved in as the earth was brought out. Murdoch understood and was grateful for my help. I did everything but give him a diploma.
The only difference in your job will be that you'll have to tunnel further and use a longer drill.
I can't think enough, Mike. When I get paid, there'll be a little bonus.
Ah, forget that. Just see that you do a good job in Costa Rica.
On the following Friday, I'd half completed my work for the phone company. That was the day my old buddy feeling for Murdoch went sour.
Nelson?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm Wade, State Inspector Explosives.
Oh, well, nice to know you. What can I do for you?
Well, not much, to tell the truth. I was in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd drop by. See how you were doing with all that gelatin you bought the other day.
Wait a minute, all that 10 pounds?
10? I thought it was 70.
Oh, just 10.
Says 70 here.
Well, I just signed for 10. I'm very careful about these things.
Well, you bought the gelatin, and you know the difference between 10 pounds and 70.
No, I just signed for it. A friend of mine picked it up. Give him a call at his hotel. Okay, thanks. Hotel says Murdoch isn't registered there. Says there hasn't been anyone there by that name any day this week, or this month.
You sure you got the right hotel?
I got the right hotel, but I think I got the wrong man.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to check into this.
Now, wait a minute. I think I know how I can get a lead on him. He said he had no compressor. Well, there's only one place in town that handles compressed air.
Yep, I remember him. No, I ain't. No. Yeah, I'll be glad to keep an eye out for him. Yep. The cops? Yes, sir, Mr. Nelson. I'll call the cops just as soon as I see him.
Murdoch needed no more help from me. He was towing a length of shoring pipe toward the seawall alongside the coast bank. It would reach from open water through the embankment to the wall of the bank vault itself. Concealed by a 15-foot blanket of water, Murdoch entered on the final phase of his operation. same day, when I surfaced for a breather from my own work, I found a police officer waiting for me.
I got a make on your friend Murdoch. He served time. The Costa Rican government's never heard of him.
Fine friend, huh?
Yeah, fine friend. He got 60 pounds of dynamite out of you.
How about that?
Headquarters to 356.
356, bye.
On missing dynamite, John Harkins, 148th Street on South Lagoon, has information for you.
Proceeding to Harkins dock, 10-4.
10-4.
At the other end of the shoring pipe, Murdoch had set his final dynamite charges. This time to blast through the wall of the bank vault. The traffic on the lagoon was light. It was the start of a quiet weekend for all except the Coast Bank.
Saw him, Sergeant. I saw him, I did. Expected him in a car, but they come up in a boat.
Murdoch?
Who?
Are you sure it was Murdoch?
Murdoch? No, the tall, skinny fellow with a tattoo on his arm. They recharged 4 tanks, they did.
Can you describe the boat?
Well, I sure can. It was a 36-footer sports fisherman, and it had an open cockpit, and it was painted white.
Thanks a lot, mister.
Now we knew that Murdoch was somewhere in the area. The police officer radioed a description of the wanted boat to headquarters. A general alarm to search the lagoons of the city was sent out.
It's nice of the bank people to give the help Saturday off.
You sure there's not going to be any noise?
Oh, it wasn't last time you were here. Anyhow, if there should be a hell of a balloon, all we have to do is drop this stuff over the side and let it float away. Hey, shall we play bank night?
Murdoch chose a moment when no other boats were near.
Well, I guess it's time to go for a little swim. That cutting torch ready?
Sure is.
Want me to go with you?
No, there isn't room for 2 of us in that pipe. I'll let you know if I need you. Give me a hand, will you?
Jefferson Lake searched, and now heading out of North Channel into Bonneview Lagoon, over.
Murdoch had one more obstacle to overcome, but he was prepared to deal with it with a cutting torch. Although the dynamite blast had knocked a hole through the wall of the vault, the steel reinforcing bars still had to be cut. The torch took care of them very easily. The vault was flooded, but otherwise undamaged.
Take a look at that one.
Could be. Let's have a look.
Look what's coming.
Get rid of the battery.
Who else you got on board?
Well, just the 2 of us, Sergeant.
This your boat?
Nobody else's.
I'm coming about. Follow me into shore.
My pleasure, Sergeant. What's it all about?
Just follow me.
Hold it.
What's the matter?
You see that embankment?
What about it?
I got an idea.
I don't know what you're talking about, Mike. Hey, they're getting out of here. I'm going.
So am I. Came at me with a searing white-hot flame. I disarmed the torch by pinching off the gas mixture that fed the flame. The torch went out. Then it was knives. Finally, I got a stranglehold on Murdoch. With his hair cut off, he gave up.
Okay, down below. Let's go. I'm going to take in the boat as well as these suspects.
Drop me off in the bank on your way.
What for?
There's a hole in the wall that needs fixing. Hello there. I'm Lloyd Bridges. Skin diving is fun and adventure for young and old, but it can be dangerous. So know the sport well and don't take any chances. Be with you next week for another exciting sea hunt.